so they couldn't fix that race car.
Ricky Rudd, one of only 3 owner drivers in the field, going a lap down to Terry Labonte at lap 122 of the Texas 500. We'll be back with you live on CBS Sports right after this. We're under caution here at Texas Motor Speedway. Mike Skinner has piled hard into the wall in turn number 1 in a single car accident that brings out the caution for the 3rd time today at lap 124. Skinner had been the point leader for 3 of the 5 races, 32nd last week at Darlington, and he took a hard shot into the wall. Lead lap cars making pit stops. Mark Martin, Bobby Labonte, Terry Labonte lead them out as the rescue crews help Mike Skinner out of his Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet.
And Skinner, we had mentioned a couple of times how he was coming towards the front. His car was really running fast, and he'd gotten up to 7th place from his 23rd starting position. Then all of a sudden it just veered right and hard into the wall, and that's not the first time that he's hit the wall here at the Texas Motor Speedway.
Nope, he's climbed out okay. Is going to get an assist to the Care Center. Skinner's a past champion of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. They had their race yesterday. Ron Hornaday, series champ, the winner. Jack Sprague, former champ, the runner-up. And NASCAR's Regional Touring Series begin their action this weekend with the Modified Tour. Bob Pulvereri on pole up at Agawam, Massachusetts. 62 years old, came out of retirement last year and beat them all in qualifying. Here's a look down in turn 1.
See, he's running by himself, and just like Jeff Gordon, buddy, just shot into the wall.
Exactly. I mean, the right front went down on that car going in the corner, and it shot straight into the wall. Look, you could see the sparks where the wheel was dragging way before he got to the wall.
And I said it wasn't the first time he got in the wall here at Texas. A year ago, he hit hard into the wall as well, and broke some ribs and injured his body and was out of competition for a little while.
Compare the impact on this car to Gordon's. Now, Gordon's car hit the wall coming off the corner, accelerating. Skinner was all the way down at the bottom of the racetrack when that let go and had a long way to travel at speed.
Exactly, and 200 miles an hour, almost 200 miles an hour as you start into that corner. He was never out of the throttle yet when that thing dropped over on the right front corner and made that right turn towards the wall.
Certainly there was nothing he could do about it. Once we're assuming and speculating that he did cut a tire going into the turn.
I will tell you this is precautionary right here. They make him go to the hospital. If he has any pain whatsoever, they isolate that part of his body, put him on a stretcher rather than he walk around, maybe re-injure something that's even worse off, make it worse than it should be.
Almost the same thing happened to Mike Skinner here, as Ned pointed out last year.
Very, very similar. And that hurt him.
Here's another look at Mike Skinner's accident, this time turn 1.
You can see the sparks there where he has the brake locked up. The wheels just sliding on the right front corner, but man, that's a hard lick. You could see the right side window even come out. He hit so hard.
Again, precautionary treatment for Mike Skinner, who climbed out of the car pretty much unaided after that hard hit into the turn 1 wall. Ralph Shaheen.
Well, Mike, Jeff Gordon's been gracious enough to come out and update us on how he's doing. Jeff, that looked like an awfully hard impact. How you feeling and what happened?
Pretty much the hardest I've ever hit a wall, that's for sure. I'm not exactly sure. Somehow the right front tire went down, but we're not exactly sure why yet. We'll certainly look into that, but thank goodness my Rainbow Warriors on this DuPont Chevrolet built a good race car, and not only a fast race car, but a safe one, because I hit a ton, and I'm real sore, but I don't think anything's broke. We took a bunch of x-rays, and the next couple days I'll be pretty stiff, but I believe we'll be all right. We'll be ready to go in Bristol.
We just had an opportunity to look at it again. What did you feel? What was the sensation that came through the steering wheel to you?
Just unbelievable impact, and the steering wheel everything went to the wall, and including myself, but the seat didn't. The seat stayed there, and that's where I'm hurting the worst right now, is in the ribs, and sort of like Bobby Labonte with my right scapula. But I don't think anything's chipped or broke or cracked or anything, but just knocked the wind out of me, so I was pretty sore, and was just hoping nobody was going to hit me when I came sliding back across the track.
Jeff, thanks for taking the time. Mike?
Thanks, Ralph. Good to see that Jeff Gordon is okay, suffering only loss of a car and a lot of Winston Cup points. 128 laps are complete under caution. CBS Sports coverage of the 1999 Texas 500 continues after this message and a word from your local station. NASCAR action on CBS continues Saturday. It's the Nashville 320 from the Music City. Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the NASCAR Busch Series. And on CBS Sports Spectacular, Saturday at 4 from Sunday River, May in the U.S. Snowboarding Grand Prix. Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. Mike Joy next to Buddy Baker and Ned Jarrett. 129 laps complete in the Texas 500 after pit stops and this caution for Mike Skinner's crash. Mark Martin leading Bobby and Terry Labonte. Then it's the 28 of Kenny Irwin, Dale Jarrett, Ward Burton, and rookie Tony Stewart. There is a look at Mike Skinner's battered car. Here's Dick Bergman.
Bobby Labonte came in, had a great pit stop, Mike. 17.12 on 4 tires and a couple of cans of fuel. Matt Kens is still standing here in the pit, kind of shaking his head. He had to fill in for Labonte last week, but Baker, you're right. That car is running so well. Bobby Labonte may stick with it the whole time. Meanwhile, Kenny Irwin also had a fine stop, 16.95 for him. They're not changing these cars a whole lot right now. They're getting a whole lot closer as a result to what they really want them to run like. Labonte is very strong, Mike.
The Labonte brothers, of course, are from Texas and at the old Texas World Speedway at College Station. Terry Labonte ran there 3 times, did quite well. Started second in '79. His first career front row start, finished 5th. 1980, 5th again. 1981, he started on pole, but finished 23rd due to a crash. So Bobby Labonte never raced at Texas World, so both the Labontes looking for their first home state Winston Cup win.
We see Ricky Rudd in the car number 10 pulling down on the inside. Terry Labonte was leading the race when the caution came out for Mike Skinner, and he had just lapped Ricky Rudd. Ricky raced him back to the line but couldn't quite get by him, so he is a lap down. He'll try to get that lap back here now.
Buddy, yesterday on the restarts, a lot of concern about lapped cars and a lot of incidents. What do you have to be careful for right now as they wave the green?
Well, the one thing you don't want to do is you have these cars that want to be like the lead lap. You have to be very cautious not to go down in the corner and pull down into those guys, just like Ricky Rudd right now. He's even with Mark Martin in the corner trying to get that lap back.
And he's done so.
He has for the moment. If he can stay out there and get a caution now, Bobby Labonte is going to pull on the inside. He wants to lead this race.
Once Mark Martin got caught to the outside, that's still kind of no man's land.
Yeah, I think Mark Martin right now wants somebody else to set the pace, so I think he wants to sit there right along in a good, comfortable spot as these 2 brothers go at it right here for the lead.
Well, in NASCAR rules on a restart, the cars on the lead lap start up on the outside. Those that are a lap or more down start on the inside. And, of course, we've already established that this is the inside of the track is the fastest part of the racetrack. And so it's...
trouble off turn 2.
It's like Kevin LePage.
Oh, a whole bunch of cars down. I saw Jimmy Spencer involved, Jeffrey Bodine.
Kenny Schrader, John Andretti are all in it. Racing after the restart. And a calamity at turn 2. Bobby Labonte led the group back to the caution flag. Ricky Rudd will get his lap back. Look at the carnage. What we deemed at the start of the show, Calamity Corner.
You see, here comes Jeffrey Bodine. He's righted his car, but a lot of damage to that car. It'll take a lot to put it back on the racetrack and run it for him.
That was the fastest car in practice all week. He had an early draw in time trials and had to come back and requalify second day. John Andretti and Richard Petty's Pontiac.
He's already into the pits. A lot of damage done to the front on the right side and the center of the front.
See a lot of steam coming out there. That normally means that they're not going to be able to fix that just as quick as they think.
There's Kevin LePage, who has dropped the window net to signal that he is okay, but that car is not.
Yeah, and you can see the driver's side there. He's got the net down, as you said, Mike, but a lot of damage to the driver's side of that race car.
Jeffrey Bodine is going to get some attention to the right side. Now, that car looks like it can get back into the race, but it'll be hard to run that at over 185 miles an hour with those aerodynamics.
Yes, he can't be competitive with the way the sheet metal is banged up. Even if all four wheels are tracking the way they're supposed to, it still is going to be hard to get it to where it'll run fast.
With a wave to the crowd, Kevin LePage climbed out of his car, and he is okay, unhurt, but out of the race. Bobby Labonte picks up the lead, and he's now led every race in 1999. Let's have a look at turn 2 and see what happened.
Okay, that's Kevin LePage right there. You see him lose it on the outside. The cars behind him got tangled up there, but Kevin started this, and now they start piling up down the straightaway. As everybody gets on the brakes, they run into each other.
Because there was still a lot of cars that were running side by side back there. That was just a second lap after they'd taken the green flag. And we'll watch it again here. There's LePage spinning around on the outside.
Rick Mast and Jeffrey Bodine get together there. You see Schrader coming in there. John Andretti runs in the back of him.
Look at Jimmy Spencer,
wow,
23.
Look at him go through there. Couldn't believe that he found a hole.
I thought Spencer was too wide to thread that needle.
Did a great job. There you see the top part of your screen, 16 cars spinning around, and then everybody else is a chain reaction type of a deal.
Rick Mast sliding right at you in the 98 there. And you can see why everybody slows down in a wreck like that. Look at the debris on the racetrack. Look at the metal flying around.
Now look at Spencer coming right through there. The hole just opened up for him, and he just drove right through there.
And Brent Bodine in that white car also right through the middle of that wreck.
Kenny Schrader, that green 33, almost had it stopped. He almost missed it, but the caterpillar or accordion effect just got him. He got swept up into the crash.
Kevin LePage on the outside. The back just comes around.
Look at how far that left front is pushed in. At speed. Folks, that's a fixed camera right there. None of our CBS personnel are manning that one, thank goodness. 135 laps complete. Bobby Labonte leads brother Terry doing the Texas two-step here outside of Fort Worth.